Sage Wanderer here with another one of my favorite jokes. So this one's a little PG-13, so kids, you might want to plug your ears up, or parents, give it a listen first. It's not really off-color too much. So it goes like this. There's 3 people who are waiting in line to get into heaven at the pearly gates. And apparently there's an interview process before you can go into the pearly gates. You got to speak with St. Peter. So the first guy comes up to St. Peter, and St. Peter's looking through the books, and says, okay, well, I can see that your name is in here, but tell me a little bit about how you died, because it's kind of unscheduled. And he says, well, it's a little shady, and I understand how you might have to send me off to purgatory or budget heaven or something if I don't make the cut because of what happened when I died, because it's a little weird, but this is, God forgive me, this is how I died, this is what happened. I came home early from work one day, and I heard my wife as I was coming up the hallway in the throes of ecstasy. And I knew that that was out of character, and I was not home, so what was going on? And so I immediately became jealous and suspicious, and I opened the door and came in, and I felt like I just missed him. Like I searched the whole apartment. He wasn't there. But the bed was messed up. She was wearing negligee. I could smell his cologne. I was so sure that I caught him. And so I didn't know who it was. I just felt like she was having an affair, but I didn't know who with. Who with. So I ran to the window to see if I could see him fleeing the scene. And I looked out of the 6-story window down onto the sidewalk, and there he was, our next door neighbor. Not only that, he was in such a hurry, he was still adjusting his belt and his fly and getting his clothes straightened up. So I knew I had to do something. So I ran and I got the refrigerator, and I pushed the refrigerator over to the window, and I pushed the refrigerator out the window, and it went down, and it was perfect. And it killed him, dead as a doornail. Then I'd realized what I'd done, and I was so worked up. I was so angry. And then pushing the refrigerator over there. I'm an old guy, and I've got a big belly, and I know I've had heart problems, and I just dropped dead from a heart attack. But that's how I ended up here. So St. Peter says, okay, go sit over there for a minute while I think about this. Next guy comes up, and he says, okay, so what's your story? How did you die? Same sort of thing here. It's a little unscheduled. And he said, well, I don't know. It's the darndest thing. I was leaving my house this morning, and I realized that I forgot to zip my zipper. So I zipped my zipper, and I was fixing my belt when out of nowhere, this refrigerator just come out of the sky and smashed me dead. I swear that's what happened. I don't know how I don't understand why. It's just bad luck, I guess. St. Peter says, this is all really weird. Go stand over there next to this other guy, and let's talk to the third guy. Because they all died at once. And the third guy comes up, and St. Peter says to him, so what's your story? How did you die today? And he says, well, I know you're not going to believe this one, but I was just sitting in this refrigerator, minding my own business. But bump, shh.